Well, I started playing football like a lot of young boys at that age out the front of my own house with a mate. We were always used to practice doing drop kicks over the telephone wires, but after a few of them got knocked down, I got in a bit of trouble, so we gave that away. And then as time went on, I went and played for the Preston Scouts. My father's brother was coaching them, so I played with them. Then after that, I think I ran out of age, so I went down and played with Northcote in 2nd Division Bftp, which is in Westgarth Street. I played about 90 odd games down there with them, won a couple of second best and fairest, never get a best one. Had a few matches against Geelong West, 2 matches I think against Geelong West when they were premiers. I played on Brian Brushfield, I remember, in one match. As I was travelling from Preston to Geelong doing a lot of surfing all the time, I met a Geelong girl and we ended up getting married in '69. But I was still playing with Northcote, but I was allowed to train here at Geelong West. Ian Bryant was the coach in those days. And of course I got to know a lot of the players through all that training, and they eventually convinced me in 1973 to come across and play down here, which was a great move, a very good move. I totally enjoyed all the years I had at Northcote, but it was a very social club, very social. You used to spend what money we ever earned on match days. We'd spend it at the chook raffle and the barrel on a Sunday morning. So down here at West, it was more professional under Bill. He was very fair. He was honest with the way how he treated the players, and I think, like a lot of other players, myself, we were working full-time jobs, and Billy's coaching staff would see if you walked into the rooms, say a Tuesday night, and you were just flat and tired. They'd pull you aside. Billy would have a quick chat with you, say, "What's wrong?" "Oh, I just had a hard day at work," and he'd just say, "Well, run a couple of laps, have a shower and go home," which was good, nice freshen up, and a lot of respect for Bill, the way how he treated all our players like that. And then played about 50 odd games there, and then I think in '75, the start of '75, before we won the flag, I thought I wanted to coach, and I went out to Grovedale, my local club, and I took them for all the pre-season training. But they wouldn't clear me, and it went on and on for a fair while. So I eventually came back to West on my first training night. Billy got me aside, and he just ran the ground, lap after lap after lap, half sprint, stop and everything. And Billy was a quick runner. I had to keep up with him. I wasn't going to give in, and then after a while, I don't know how many times we did it, Bill said, "You're fit enough, have a shower, go home, come be early Thursday night." From then on, training was good. Enjoyed it, won a lot of matches, and of course then we ended up winning the grand final, which was good. And the previous side, Grovedale, that I thought I would coach, wanted to coach, they won the grand final too. So it was a double whammy. After the grand final, I think I was approached or recommended by Billy that I might have been the right person to coach in '76. My application was accepted, and I did my best. We won a few matches early in the piece. A lot of things happened in the club. There was a lot of things that weren't good. There was a lot of things that were good, and I think maybe I realised that I wasn't suited to coach because maybe I was a little bit too close to the players, or maybe I didn't know what I was doing. But I never got re-interviewed for the next year, and I left the club, moved on down to Barwon Heads. for some reason I thought I still wanted to coach. I had a year there. They were reasonably successful. After that, I left. I had enough of coaching. I went down to Drysdale. Ronnie Tenable, who's ex-West here, invited me to come down, and I think I had a couple of seasons with them. Then about the age of, I think about 34, 35, I just, enough's enough, gave it away. And I've just been enjoying my life ever since. In the early days when I was playing at Northcote, I was playing centre forward, and I wasn't kicking enough goals, so the coach made a suggestion for me to keep playing senior football to give full back a go. And history's, yeah, I've been there ever since. I wasn't tall, I wasn't all that strong. I tended to like playing on someone like Freddie Cook. If I tried to rub shoulders with him, he'd just push me out of the way. So if I can brag a little bit, I thought I had a better sort of anticipation or judgment of where the ball was going to go, whether it was going to drop short or go over the back. And I played like that. I sort of played off him a bit, wouldn't let him, like the league boys do now, you know, show their muscles. I just sort of attempted to outmark him or spoil. Someone like Frosty, he always had too much pace for me. I had to stand a fair bit in front of him and watch him and try and cut him off. And hence, if you did take a mark in front of him, you always seemed to got a little bash behind the back of the head. But that was all part of Bftp football. It was just before half-time in the grand final. I'm not sure precisely what it was, but Frosty, Jimmy Miller, he must have done something to upset me because I wasn't really that sort of flappable type footballer, but I evidently ran into a rem estate with him and I put my jaw right on the end of his fist. Well, it sort of hurt for a little bit, but we got up and kept on playing. I noticed there's something wrong because when I was attempting to run, I could feel something in the jaw sort of moving around a bit. They put me up on the table at half time and had a look. They said, "Oh yeah, you'll be right, just go out, keep playing." So off I went. The match was over, finished, the whole side of my face had all swollen up and everything, and my wife had to drive me into the hospital. They took some x-rays and said, "Yeah, you've got a broken jaw. Being a Sunday, you'd have to come back the next morning." So while I was in the hospital, they had the presentation down here at the West Town Hall where everyone was introduced. I missed out on that. I eventually got there, and I think they were serving crayfish and stuff. I couldn't even eat that. Then on the Monday morning, it was at the Great Western Hotel, I think, if I remember correctly. They were having a breakfast, an early breakfast, and I couldn't even eat a steak or anything like that. I just had to have scrambled eggs. And then I went back up to the hospital. The break was just nice and clean. They didn't wire it or anything. They just taped me up right round, big bandage around my head, and said, "You'll be right in 3 weeks." I had about 3 or 4 weeks off work. Everything got better and life went on. Yeah. All the full forwards every week was, you know, it was always a challenge, which, you know, was part of football. Everyone had the challenge of it, but I think I was partly, I'm sure I was helped a lot by the other good players around me, like Friendy and those, and Dave and all that. They'd drop back, lend a bit of support, maybe knock a few people over, get them out of the way, but you just had to sort of keep plugging away, and at the end of the day, I think I was just a pure defender. I wasn't a real attacker. I mainly played on my man to try and keep my man down to as least goals as possible, and at the end, I think that helped us win a lot of matches. We had a bit of a close bond with a lot of the players that were around me. There's little few incidents that happened there. A few Thursday nights after training, a group of us used to head off and go to the hotel and have a round of pots. won't name who they were, but you know that I was one of them because I'm telling it. But the club found out about us, and there was a mention at training one night that boys, just be careful because you're getting recognised, you know. So to keep the tradition going, we'd go to a person's place and do the same thing, and we'd have it was only a pot, and we'd have a talk about who we were playing on, how the side was, and what was going to happen that week. And I think they most likely knew about it, but I'm sure it never affected our football. But there were some real other good players, Stoko, Wellesley, all them, they were great. They did their great runs in the grand final. Tony was a real nice, slick footballer. I feel sad that the state he's in at the moment, but he's a fighter. He'll come through. But Tony, he always used to say to me that when I kicked the ball to him, in those days we were doing drop kicks, make sure the laces were out because he didn't want his chest to be bruised. He was pretty particular about that, but he was a good guy, and everyone on the side, everyone sort of bonded. Yeah, and that's what got us the Premiership. The West Club, 40 years on, still holds a part of my mind. I've got memorabilia stuff at home, still got the jumper. I no way known I'd get into that. I think I've put on about 30 kilograms since then. My shorts are still there. I think I even got one of Herb's jumpers at home. I think, I don't know how I got that. Yeah, it's just good memories. And it'll be a pleasure, hopefully, that we can catch up again. I wasn't able to make the 40th one, but it'll be great to be able to catch up when we have the next one.
You've given your heart to get here and your soul to get it right. You can take 'em boots and all, but it's sure gonna take a fight. When you spend all week getting to your peak, you're gonna have your say. You bet. On Sunday, it's the Bftp.